Wow. Well, that was an absolute spectacle. Welcome back to Haymanager with me, Alex, and I've just finished watching that Portugal-Germany game. Flaming hell. That was probably the game of the tournament so far. Portugal going up 1-0, Ronaldo with a well-crafted goal. A great counter-attack by Portugal, but Germany looked threatening going down the wings with the full-backs overlapping, the wing-backs overlapping, should I say. And then all of a sudden, 2 own goals later, and Germany were back in it, 2-1 at half-time. It was a fantastic game running into that. Germany piling on the pressure, going down those flanks. Gosens, really, really good. Had a fantastic game today. A really great game down that. I believe that left flank. Just kept going forward, arriving late for the balls that came in. Obviously scored that header in the 60th minute, but I mean, it was an absolute outstanding game. I mean, Havertz had a fantastic game, I think, but the overall scoreline, it should have finished Germany winning, but those 2 own goals, I think Portugal are going to be really, really disappointed with themselves, how they conceded them. Ruben Dias with the first one where just couldn't get goal side of Havertz, and it came off basically his wrong foot, really. You want to try and defend that when it's coming in from the left-hand side. Well, his right, should you say. You want to try and defend that with your left foot as you're running towards the goal. You just swung a right foot because Havertz had tried to get inside of him, and it just didn't work out for him. It ended up in the back of the net. Then, Guerreiro's own goal, a lot of pressure put on the defence, and then Rui Patricio, a bit all over the place, really, I think. If Portugal had probably a better goalkeeper, a more resolute goalkeeper, should you say, I reckon they'd have had a much better game out there. Now then, in terms of wing-backs for Portugal, this is the main area I wanted to talk about. Guerreiro and Semedo, for me, absolute shockers. I think they had really bad games. I mean, Ruben Dias and Pepe as a partnership at the back, pretty decent. They're not too bad. And Danilo Pereira sitting in front of them, I thought it was a bit of a weird setup by Portugal. They tried to go for like a 3 at the back with 2 wing backs, but it ended up being like a 4 at the back with 2 in front of them, a lot like how England set up, with Danilo Pereira and William Carvalho in front of them. And then Ronaldo in that striker position with Jota and Bernardo Silva, like a front 3 sort of play. And then Bruno Fernandes was incredibly quiet. They silenced him completely. I think Portugal's system sort of played him out of the game, if you understand what I mean by that, where they didn't really utilise him at all. There was no way of getting it into him for him to sort of pivot, play a ball. It was very, very, just, how would you put it, a very dull game for Bruno Fernandes, for lack of a better word. Then we look at, I want to look at Germany's side. Ginter, fantastic game, I thought. He had a fantastic game. Hummels as well as Rudiger at the back, really good for them. And then Kimmich playing that wing-back role, I think he played pretty well. He could sort of cut inside as well, playing that sort of midfielder role. Then Gosens, what a player. The Atalanta left wing-back had an absolute field day down that left-hand side. And I think Gnabry as well, very underrated performance by Gnabry. I mean, he really, for the first 15 minutes, it looked like he could have scored twice, maybe 3 times. I think he had a very, very lethal start to the game. Absolute class right winger. He didn't prove himself at Swansea, nor did he prove himself at West Brom or Arsenal. But going to Bayern Munich, it's just proved how great he is. Havertz as well, being sensational through that. It's more like I don't know what to call it as a striker. It's not a false 9 because he doesn't drop very, very deep. I'd like to say it's more like maybe a trequartista role for Havertz, but he's not very technical. It's a weird position for Havertz. He's like a deep line forward. I'd say a deep line forward where he drops a bit deep, allows the ball to come in for him, and then arrives late as well, runs into the channels. Muller as well, fantastic game. Kroos and Gundogan playing that midfield, absolutely sensational too. Germany with mass amounts of possession, 58%. Portugal sort of play very counter-attacking football under their manager. And overall, I think it was a decent game, to be fair. It's one of the most exciting games I've watched so far. Ronaldo, being Ronaldo, scored and assisted the goals for Portugal. Jota as well, linking up very nicely with him. But overall, I think Portugal will walk away disappointed with that. That puts them in a very weird predicament in the the group of death, they're calling it, where any of the sides can still qualify. It makes it hard for Hungary to qualify, but any of the sides can still qualify, which is an interesting one. Hungary have to score numerous amounts of goals. But yeah, if France lose their game, Germany and Portugal could potentially still go through. If Germany lose their game, Portugal can still go through. I think Hungary are yet to play Germany. Yeah, they're yet to play Germany. So Germany-Hungary will be an interesting game, and if France beat Portugal, then Hungary can still qualify it. It's making a very interesting group, this, but obviously the rest, the third place position, I think will still go through regardless. With France at the moment on top, I still think Portugal might just edge it above Germany, but I don't know. You have to see if Hungary can perform against Germany. I don't think so. Germany have sort of found their rhythm now. But what an absolute thriller out there. I hope you did enjoy it yourselves. It was a fantastic game to watch as a neutral, I've got to admit. But yeah, really great game overall. Probably the game of the tournament so far. And if Ronaldo Sanchez had scored that goal that hit the post, would have been goal of the tournament as well. So yeah, just my quick reaction to the game. Hope you did enjoy. If you did, leave a like, subscribe if you're new. See you in the next video. From me, Alex. Ciao.